Call meeting to order at 6 p.m. You join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Scarborough.
Here.
Soul. Here. McCain.
Here.
Baldwin.
Here.
Olson. Here. Weststone.
Here.
Dewey. Here.
All present this evening. Public comment. Our county commissioner said that she would like to give her report during the public comment period because she has some other engagements this evening. So.
Thank you. Judy Nichols, Haring Township, and District 8 County Commissioner. This is my son Joel. He's visiting tonight, and we have Vacation Bible School soccer camp, so that's why we're speaking early, because that starts 6 to 8. I'm just going to be right up front with you. It's been kind of a stressful week with this 911, decisions going on. I just want to let you know that a decision was made by the Human Resource Committee to outsource, bring that to a vote to the full 9-member board on July 19th, and it was voted 3 to outsource it, and 1 said no. And I will be taking calls and emails from constituents in Haring Township and have already spoken to many people regarding wanting to keep it local or outsourcing. That's a huge decision coming up the road, and I do appreciate the phone calls I'm getting, and I would urge and encourage anyone on this board to contact me anyway, call me, go through the emails, and let me know where you stand on this. This is a hot topic. Let me just say that. If you want to know who's, like 3 votes from last week voting to outsource it to possibly Miseola or Grand Traverse, that would be Gary Taylor, Les Hausler, and Mike Bush. The one voting no was Mike Benjamin. And I, again, represent District 8, and that's the people I want to hear from, because I feel, just like our pledge, to the Republic for which it stands, I represent people in Haring Township and part of Cedar Creek, and your opinions matter. Those are the people that I'm representing. I'm not coming because I say this or that, or it's me, myself, and I. It's the people, and I can't tell you how important it's been to me the last 7 months in my initial getting on the commission and being part of that group. That said, I hope that you take me up on that offer. Please contact me. I want to know how you feel. The other thing, the jail project's about 86% done, and that's exciting. There's always a lot of extra change orders along the way, and that probably happens with any really large project that has gone before anybody, including your board, I'm sure. So that's about all I have to bring tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to speak early, and again, anything along the way, please contact me. I would love to talk to you about that. And if you don't have an answer, I'll get one for you. Yes?
I am opposed to outsourcing our 911 system. I will tell you up front, I am opposed to it. I just wanted to put that on record. Ditto.
Myself.
Okay.
So all of Haring Township Board is opposed to outsourcing our 911.
Right.
We will give them a resolution if you would like that.
I'll tell you right now, you all are giving me goosebumps over this, because I am not a political person or politician. I got on this board because I love, 38 years I've lived in our community, and I love where I live. I love Haring Township, I love Cadillac, I love Wexford County, and I just feel that we start losing these things, we're losing what defines us. That's my opinion tonight, and that's why I'm serving the people. So I appreciate that tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you, Judy.
Thank
On
you.
to little children and VBS. Thanks. Anytime.
I'll let me see what that was.
See you later, Joel.
See you guys.
Bye, Joel. Have fun.
Your favorite? You want?
Next item, approval of or any amendments to the agenda this evening.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Got a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved.
Who seconded that?
Dewey? New business, 911 service plan amendment. This came from the clerk. And what this is asking jurisdictions within the county if they would like to be a public safety answering point, PSAP. And if we do, then we have to file paperwork with the county and clerk saying that we want to. If we choose to just be part of the county's plan, if we do nothing, the community, our township will automatically be included in the amended 911 plan. So, discussion?
Can I ask our fire chief a couple of questions here?
Sure.
I read this document. And I have a couple of questions. I guess I need you to, because you've been in the meetings, I need you to clarify me if what I read, I really read.
What page you on?
I'm going to be on the bottom of page 13. Fiscal reconsiderations. Bottom of 13, starting the last paragraph and over to the top of page 14. In the event that millage and/or 911 operational surcharge revenues are insufficient to cover the cost of financing the county or central dispatch, the county board is authorized to negotiate fees for PSAP services rendered to public safety and other emergency service providers, which Haring Township would be an emergency service provider, correct?
Correct, yep.
So that means if, and you need to help me, this is how I'm understanding this. If they generate
$756,000 will generate from the 225 surcharge.
okay, so if they generate that and it costs them $800,000 to run the unit, then Haring Township is gonna be on the hook for whatever prorated or however they come up with that, correct? And that's never been the case before, correct?
Never been the case before.
So, okay, so we've just taken a tax, in essence, on ourselves. And that's how I think of it.
Correct.
So, but now my next question to you is, how do we disagree with this? If we chose to disagree with it?
You really can't.
You can opt to be your own public
Yeah,
safety
you can opt
answering
to,
point.
you can put your own dispatch center.
Well, that would cost us more than
Oh, yeah.
the remainder.
It costs you about $1 million a year.
Wow. So they've just passed this on to us, just,
The formula hasn't been built yet.
of
On what
course.
it would be per agency, per department, per run, how it would even become about yet. The wording's just there that they had this option to be able to do this if they had to.
If you continue on,
Okay,
services rendered to a public safety agency or other emergency services provided dispatched by the county or central dispatch. If such fees cannot be negotiated, the county board may set them at reasonable and fair
Yeah.
levels. So it would be a fee, if that were the case, the scenario that happened, you would negotiate that. And then if you go on through this, they're doing it on a
per run.
pay per service, you know,
Right,
like
per
you-
run,
you
per
pay-
basis,
yeah, so
right.
it's-
So that I understood that, but I just wanted clarification. This is a new wrinkle on top of the phone surcharges.
Correct.
Okay. That we have no control over.
Absolutely.
Okay,
But they've got to 2 bids on this now?
Actually, they got 3. They got one from the state police, which is Gaylord Area Regional Dispatch, which everybody calls GARD. They came in with like a $500,000 bid. Then Grand Traverse offered a bid up of $687,000. And then Misiola, which is Osceola Mecosta County, their center came in at taking their surcharge money at $2.25 is what it does. So basically it'd be $756,000 from them. So they just need to decide which way they want to go. If they went with Grand Traverse County basically said that they wouldn't even acknowledge us until the whole county was on the 800 megahertz system.
Which we are.
Which our station is, yes, our department is. So the only thing that we would have to require at that point would be able to be paged on the 800 system. So it would cost us another $14,000 to do that. Then we would be fully 800. Misiola, they will do it as we stand right now. They would have to run some fiber lines up here from their area to hook into the system that we have, which is aging, which is in desperate needs, and commissioners have decided to not put money into this VHF system. Hence the reason why we put our firemen on the 800 system. Because of that. Gaylord is the same way. They wouldn't be able to take us on unless the whole county was fully operational on the 800 system.
But we do have very good towers within.
The 800 system, our county is probably one of the best counties around that do have for the 800 state system, yes.
Because we have tons of state police towers all
We have
over
5,
the place.
yes, we have 5 MPSCS towers, and normally a lot of your counties only have 1 to 2, but because of our terrain that we have 5, is why they put that in there. So we have probably, if you would have to put it out there, we probably have about a 97% coverage area for ours.
So what is, you've been on the committees,
Mhm.
what was the final for the county to keep it? What was that cost going to be?
That cost was gonna be about $900 and some $1,000 because you've got the $756,000 is what you're gonna get on your surcharge. Then there's state 911 monies that come in and they generate about $160,000 to $200,000.
Okay.
So it would still be the same monies of your 225 surcharge and the
So
dispatch would be operational.
Okay, so then my brain is confused. If I have $900,000 and they are gonna outsource it to Grand Traverse County,
Mhm.
where does that savings go?
It has to, your 911 monies has to go into a fund that is what's the proper word? It's just for dedicated, thank you. It's dedicated just for 911s, and the county cannot use that money for anything else. So they could choose at that point, instead of charging the 225, they could go through and say they only needed $1.99 if they wanted to pay the $687,000. So there could be a reduction in the 225. They have that choice.
Or it could be like the animal control fund that just grows and grows and grows.
Yeah,
and
it
grows
could,
and
it
grows.
could be that fund too, because there's $300,000 right now sitting in that fund, just building, and that's how they just bought the new answering phone system for dispatch at $104,000. That's getting ready to be put in. So they've already made a dedication to the dispatch center of $104,000. And mine, I want to say this, is your dispatch center is far from being broke. We just did an update in our CAD system 2 years ago. Our phone system's getting replaced, and the only other thing is the radio system has to be fixed. So it's not broke by any means at all. So
Thank you for answering my questions.
Any further discussion on this? Does anyone on the board feel that we want to file a notice of intent to function as our own public safety answering point in our township? Molly?
No, I don't, but I am opposed to this
Yeah, right.
language in this, with no input from the local municipalities.
But we're acting, they're having a public hearing on this.
Well, then if you want us to vote, you may,
No, I'm just getting a consensus. We don't have to do anything.
well, my
But it's a consensus of the board that we do not have any intention of filing or to function as a public safety answering point. So that's what we have to decide this evening. Go ahead, Nick.
I'll make a motion that Haring Township does not want to serve as its own 911 answering point, PSAP, or the secondary PSAP.
Second? Seconded by Dewey. All those in favor of that motion, say aye.
Could you repeat that motion, please, so we can hear it back here?
He has no, the Haring Township has no intention of filing the paperwork or a desire to serve as a public safety answering point. Was seconded, motion made by Sol, seconded by Dewey.
Thank you.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I,
Okay, reports, treasurer's report.
Everybody should have theirs.
You have anything to add to your report, Beth?
No?
Any questions for Beth on her report? How's the taxes?
They're collecting taxes.
Okay,
Payment.
clerk report.
Just a reminder that this week, July 10th through the 14th, is Haring Township Cleanup Week. So it's my understanding that the road from Cadillac to the dump is now open, so you do not have to go to Manton and come back. Liquor inspection, everything's fine in the township.
To the landfill.
to the landfill.
Yeah, what
not
I
the
said.
dump.
To the dump, I'm
The
saying landfill.
landfill.
Okay. Zoning administrator's report, and Mike is not present this evening. Fire chief's report.
For the month, we've had 10 runs. We've had 5 PIs, 2 mutual aids, one being with Selma, one being with North Lake, an unauthorized burn on 39 Road, a structure fire on East 30 and 3/4 Road, and a down line on 34 Road. So,
Any questions for Dwayne?
Wouldn't want to bill for the unauthorized burn.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, Sierra, the utilities report.
Does anyone have any questions for me, I guess I should say first?
No, I don't believe so.
Everything's,
Is this the Bell Avenue, which?
that's the Bell Avenue lift station.
Where we had to put a new float in, the new one? Was
We
it?
actually had to replace, well, yes, we had to replace the float that was in there. That was one of the 2 floats that was put in after the fact, kind of as a backup for the backup. With what has happened there, we had those installed. It's common for them to go. I mean, it's something that we had on the shelf ready to go, and then come to find out the ones that we had weren't long enough, so we had to order and get some new ones. So we do have the proper length ones now on the shelf as well. But yeah, no, that's something that's pretty common to have to swap those out. They have a little switch inside of them, and given the environment that those things sit in,
Okay.
eventually it's gonna deteriorate.
Any other questions for Sierra? Okay, thanks. Last month's meeting, Mrs. Stark had some questions about chemicals that were in our water. Could you get with her after the meeting and explain to her what we put in the water system?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay. Approval of the June 12th board meeting minutes. Trustee Weststone and myself aren't here, so we can't really speak on this. But we have approval of the regular board meeting minutes of June 12th, 2017. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the special meeting minutes of June 28th, 2017. I make a motion to approve those minutes. We have a second?
Or,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those minutes are approved. Okay. We're going to approve the check register. General fund numbers 28,337 through 28,396, and direct deposits 236 through 238, and electronic fund transfers 131 and 132 in the amount of $24,048.13.
27,000.
I have 24.
The report's 27. It's misprint on there.
Okay, 27. To correct the agenda. Electronic fund transfers 131 and 132 in the amount of $27,048.13. And operation and maintenance fund number 2487 through 2496 in the amount of $59,468.08. And WDR number 6 in the amount of $5,500.
I'll make a motion. No questions?
Any discussion on this check register?
WDR is our water debt retirement.
We have a motion to approve the check register. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Olson. Any further discussion? Have a roll call vote, please.
So, yes, Olson,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes.
McCain,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Dewey,
Yes.
Weststone.
Yes.
Check register is approved. Communication, education. You all got in your box, and I believe I emailed you each some of the stuff that we got from our attorney in regard to the State Boundary Commission and the Supreme Court's decision on that, in the Terry D case versus Haring Township and Clam Lake. I spoke with our attorney. He's on vacation this week. We'll be getting together when he gets back from vacation and going over some things that are pertinent to that case. And until that time, he wanted to make everyone aware that this is attorney-client privilege, that the information that you got, he'd like you not to discuss it outside of, read it for your eyes only. And we will have a closed session and discuss that at our next meeting, or possibly a joint meeting with Clam Lake in the near future. Anything else? Okay, we'll have a second public comment period. Anyone who would like to address the board? Yes, ma'am.
My name's Jean Bessie, and most of you know me because the last couple of years I've been up here about the grass bushes on my dad's property that we own. And I just received a letter today, and I just got my mail later on tonight, and I called Martin Green. And that's why I'm here late, otherwise I would have done this at the beginning, like I usually do. But it says I of the grass and weed and whatnot, the bushes. Last year, you gave me an exception. I thought that that was a permanent thing. Evidently, it's not, according to this letter. And so I guess I'm here again to have you renew the exception and make it permanent.
The ordinance is written that you have to do that each year. You're asking for another hardship exemption?
Yes.
Correct. So for the year. Okay. And
I am.
we gave you one last year and you're.
I need another one, I guess. Am I gonna have to come here every year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just also want to make another comment about if that all the bushes and trees were off that property, to give the board something to think about. It's going to expose all the gray hex junk that goes along the fence, and it is going to expose Mr. Hatt's property with all the junk he's got next to the fence, which would be worse scenery for the public driving through there, by there, than the greenery of our bushes and stuff.
Have a motion? Any discussion on this?
Can we make a motion during public comment, or do we need to add it to our next month's board agenda?
We can act on this, I believe, it's the hardship exemption.
All families that own that property are all on Social Security, and there's no funds that have to get hired to be done.
Okay, I'll make the motion for the exemption for this year and see where it goes.
Have a second?
Support.
All those in favor of that? Opposed?
So I have it for this year.
For this year.
So what time next year do I have to come to have it renewed?
Come in the spring, when it starts growing.
Like in May, 1st of May?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, write that down then, thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Mary Stark. Looking at the minutes of your June meeting, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, June 28th meeting, special meeting. The minutes talk about the changes that were discussed for the water ordinance pending approval by the attorney. Was that submitted to the attorney and the attorney approved whatever changes were proposed?
Kirk spoke with the attorney, and that would be fine.
Okay, thank you. And then the other issue is, well, let's see, I'm gonna jump around here, it's gonna be like a hockey game, keep your eye on the puck. Thinking about the weed ordinance, I brought up last month that a year ago, there were 2 weed ordinances published in the newspaper about 10 days apart from each other, and they were both different. And my question is, what's the real weed ordinance? The first publication or the second publication? Because they were different. So that needs to be clarified if you're going to enforce a weed ordinance, because they were published and they were different, about 10 days apart in May last year. I brought that up twice already. The other has to do with the publications that were in the newspaper over the weekend in regard to the water ordinance and the sewer ordinance. I'm going to refer to the water ordinance, and what was published said it was an amendment to an ordinance. So is that an error, or well, somebody provided the information, and so, but there's other errors in this publication also that do not track with the document we were given at the public hearing. So I'm just letting you know that there's errors. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, because you people have to do your homework I'm tired of doing it.
Well, that was given to the attorney did that, so.
The attorney did the synopsis? Well, then the attorney's paperwork doesn't jive with the ordinance if he went over the ordinance. So we're gonna spend some more money for the attorney to correct some mistakes that possibly he did.
Okay.
So,
Anybody else?
no, that's it.
Any board comments?
In your packet, there's several pages at the end. We're getting closer and closer to start working on our budget, so that's the end of the quarter report. So that's why so many reports, so we can start
Next August,
looking things
the
over.
next board meeting, we'll submit some of your budget stuff. Any other board comments? Not, we have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Support. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?